guys, I'm so glad you're here. I had a good food weekend. That was tasty, not healthy. So I'm feeling really good about being here. So to get started, I still want to talk about where the pelvis sits. I think that that's like a big deal. So I'm going to close my eyes, and I want to make myself as long as possible, all the way from the top of my head down to my tailbone. And then I'm going to kind of rest my hands on my bones. I want to feel where my bones are. And I want to tuck my tailbone a little bit. And this should be squishy in the front when you tuck because it's not quite as integrated. And then I'm going to stick my tailbone out. Maybe also squishy in the front here. But then I'm going to go ahead and tuck and then untuck. So as we go through some of these moves and you have to make your way into things, you can allow yourself to come up or to go back down. Good, and then I'll go ahead and stop in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and press my chest open. I wanna take my hands to my ribs. I wanna take a nice deep breath in, inhaling and then exhaling so that all my work stems, even if my head's down or even if I'm sideways, stems from here. Big breath in and exhale. And then now this time when you exhale, I want you to glide your shoulders down your back. And again, big breath in and exhale. All right, so I worked on some training online. So one thing I'm gonna work on saying for our shoulders and while we're here, do whatever hand position, whatever that makes you feel to like understand it. The video was talking about a lot as instructors were taught to pull the shoulders down, which is not bad, but the shoulders have more of a complex system. So what I'm gonna ask you guys to do today is, can you like broaden your shoulders? Can you like create space and lengthen them out a lot? I find the best by putting my hands out to the side a little versus right by my side because that makes me kind of want to shorten. So think of broadening your shoulders as you do things today. And then I want to sit on my tailbone, which is why we started here. Sitting on my tailbone versus tucked under, and then with my broad shoulders, and I'm going to take my camera leg, I'm going to open it up to the side. I'm going to kind of stretch it open the best I can, and I'm going to squeeze it back in, and then I'll switch. So just to kind of get your body moving this morning, but without anything aggressive. Now, as you're moving down there, being able to broaden and keep it open. And then this is number 4. I'm going to inhale and exhale, kind of pressing through the heel. 5, and again, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now go ahead and take your hands into a nice T position. There's nothing under there. And press your shoulders up. And now take both of your legs and then bring them towards the camera. And then bring it back to the center. And then switch to the other direction. Any point you kind of need to resettle yourself today, I want you to use these kind of methods to kind of open yourself up a little bit. I'll do 4 more. I'm going to inhale, exhaling. Not super important to breathe correctly during this, since we're just kind of mobilizing. Good. And the last one. All right, another good sanction if quads or whatever get tired. So if you take your hands overhead, and then do a big morning stretch. Maybe arch your back if that feels good. And then I want you to bridge your hips up and do a big stretch. And then roll back down. We're going to do that 3 more times. So again, as you start getting, if you get tired because it's Tuesday or whatever the reason is, then I want you to do these things. Once you up your legs, or stretch it all out. And then I'm going to do 1 more. Good. All right, so I created as much space between the bones and muscles as I can, and then that way that gives me leverage to restack my body so that my low back isn't short, and I'm trying to shorten the front. Like, we've lengthened everything out. So I'm going to go ahead and find my bones. I'm going to sit on my tailbone versus that under position, of course, unless you need to. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my hands behind my head. I want to push my elbows wide, not down, but wide. And I'm going to inhale, I'm going to exhale, I'm going to go ahead and curl up and then lengthen back down. And then pay attention to if your pelvis wants to roll. Good. And again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to pulse. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to use your exhale. 5, 6, 7, and then I'm going to twist towards the camera. I'm going to rotate and then back through the middle. I'm going to twist, rotate, and back to the middle. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'll go the other direction. I'll rotate 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm going to come off through the middle, and I'm going to make a rainbow with my back. So I'm going to go up, I'm going to roll and face the other way. So I'm going to turn, I'm going to come up, trying to clear my shoulder blades, and back the other way. Pay attention to your pelvis. This is a great place to tuck your pelvis, but I want you to. I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to go back to the middle. To start integrating my legs, I'm going to use my hands. So I'm going to grab behind my hamstring, and I'm going to hug it in. And then what I want to do, so funny, is I'm going to use my biceps a little bit, and I'm going to push and rock into this a little bit. You might not get up on your first time, maybe not even your second time, but I want you to play with being able to use this and lengthen it out. Good. Okay, so then can I have you go ahead and slide up to your calf, and can you bend and straighten a few times, just gently, or maybe if that doesn't feel good, stay lower. Your head is tired, mine gets tired so easily. I'm going to set it down. I'll go 4, 3, 2. Got all these great pillows here to use if I need one. And then I'll set it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and reach behind the other leg. I'm going to pull it in. Again, you can keep your head up to do it like we did on the other side. But then we're going to set up about 4 or 5 times. We're going to push into it and try to use it. And this, that I lengthen that leg out a little bit, we're going to use that later just so I can facilitate that organic movement. Last one. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and stretch this leg out a little bit. You can keep your head up, or you can hold behind your knees. You can reach up to the calf like we did. Just getting it kind of lengthened out. I'll go 4. Yeah, that's kind of nice. 2. Now we'll do it kind of like we would normally do. I'm going to go ahead and take my hands behind my legs like this. So I'm using that back connecting support, and I'm going to go ahead and rock and roll a little bit, just to get my back massage out a little bit. Honestly, confession, I didn't work out the past, well, kind of I did. I didn't do like a full workout like this. On the past 2 days, I kind of like botched it, which I think is acceptable. But that being said, I want to be easy on my quads and back. Maybe like if I was getting back into it. I don't know what your guys' situation is. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and lay down. Then I keep my hands back here, and I'm going to bend and straighten a few times. This will help kind of liberate what we need back there. Unless you're better than me and you've just been Pilates every day. Good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these. I want to go ahead and reach my legs out as I go to sit back up. If this is not your jam, then just do this again, or I don't know, any interpretation. So I'm going to go ahead and sit my legs out, and I'm going to sit myself up. I'm going to keep them, and I'll give a little kick, and then I'll bring it back in. If that doesn't feel good on your quads or your hip flexors, you can just keep them bent. But that's where we're going towards. We want to be able to lengthen them out. 3. And again, if you saw me back here, using a little support. 4, 5, nice. 6. I am broadening my shoulders. 7, which is what we talked about at the beginning. We just get in the right mindset, talk about it all. Let's stay down, let's stay down. Okay, so I'm going to set my feet down, windshield wiper a little bit. So notice like moving isn't necessarily like burning, it's just like utility, it's challenging, which is why strength and mobility and stability are so funny to intertwine. So that would be more considered stability and mobility. So we're going to go to our strength portion here, but when you're fighting your mobility and stability, it's miserable. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my pelvis set right. I'm going to inhale and exhale. I'm going to curl up and back down. Good. Curl up. And guys, I'm telling you, that burn factor settles in right here first. 4, 5, 6, 7, and you know it's coming. You know it's coming. It's my favorite. I'm going to go ahead and take one leg. I'm going to march it up and set it back down. I'm going to march it up. If your hip flexors or quads get super crazy, other options, 4, 3, keep going, 2, and then I'll send the leg out. I'm going to curl up and send the leg out for 8. You can keep fighting for it. 7, keep going. 6, you can also do this, and that kind of helps. 4, so you're not fighting yourself. 3, both are good. Same movements. 2, and then I'll go ahead and keep the leg straight. I'm going to lengthen it out. Hopefully it's not like the coldest hamstring in the morning since we pulled on it a little. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm gonna stair step down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do straight leg again, but this time I'm gonna twist towards you guys. So I'm gonna drop it down and I'm gonna add a twist. I'm gonna drop it down. So I'm stair stepping down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'll go ahead and bend and I'll untwist. So we're walking backwards. Through, we have some good rapport, so you kind of know what that means. 4, 5, inhale, exhale, 6, 7, and then I'm going to toe tap down and then bring it back in for 8, 7, that seems so nice, 6, 5, 4, inhale, exhale, 3, get all the air out, 2, and then I'm going to stay in this twist position and I want to give a little kick, oh yeah, it's coming, and kick. If you have a magic circle at home or a pillow, it's a great place to put that. You guys know I love that, but I am going to not. 4, 3, 2, okay, and then I'm going to point flex. Again, let's go back to that option of not making yourself miserable if that is not where you are. Alright, and so then you can keep this leg straight or you can bend it. Okay, I'm going to keep them straight because I need to. And I'm going to go ahead and march this leg up and I'm going to split up the best I can. I'm going to march it up. I'm not trying necessarily to push this leg down. I'm just kind of letting it go to a less extended position. 3, and again, 4, 5. Now, I will be honest, I'm not sitting on my tailbone right now. 6, when both legs are up, it is kind of nice to tuck your tailbone anatomically. And then I'll take that leg and I'm going to slide out. I'm going to kind of skim across the floor and bring it back in. If that's not your jam, you just give a kick up or whoop, like that, okay? 3, 4, 5, 6, oh yeah, 7, and then I'm going to keep the leg straight. I'm going to lift it up. Don't forget to deepen this, okay? Because your forehead's going to get heavy. It's not really your forehead, but feels like it. 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, if you can you keep the split? That top leg's bent, it's better. If you want to sit down, you can, but I'm going to try and keep everything extended. I'm going to come through the middle and I'm going to lift myself up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this is perfect time to sit down. Remember what we did at the beginning? We rolled, we stretched, do any of that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to stair step up and we're going to walk back down the stairs and add a little kick series. So I'm going to inhale. Next I'm going to curl myself up. And then I'm going to take that opposite leg. I'm going to march it up and set it down. 2, 3. So I've been wondering if the way I talk to you guys is the way I talk to myself. 6. And I think it's pretty similar. 7. And then I'll take the leg and I'm going to send it up. 8, 7, 6. There's a few negativity. 5. I'm talking to myself. 4. Or I guess positivity, like what's in the cabinets. 7. And then I'll keep the leg straight and I'm going to lift it up. And back down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then I'll add that twist again. Twist for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'll bend it and send it up. Sorry, not my smoothest transition. 3, 4, 5, very nice. 6, 7, and 8, and then I'll toe tap. Toe tap for 8, 7, 6, 5, good, 4, 3, 2, all right, I'm going to stay twisted, I'm going to kick and bend. 2, 3, 4, try to make your torso long. 5, don't forget to breathe on purpose. 6, 7, all right, get the leg up there, and you're going to point flex and stretch out all the parts. 3. Use your hands if you need to. 4, 5, 6. Now remember, we keep your legs straight or you keep it bent. It's what's good for you, not good for me or her or anybody. And I'm going to touch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll skim this leg out kind of across the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll keep this leg straight, and I'm gonna lift it and drop it. 8, reaching, this leg's heavy today. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll hover the leg down. I'm gonna come through the middle, and I'll go up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll set up into my knees. I'll set everything down. Good. And then remember, you can windshield wiper or you can lift it up. I am not. I'm going to take a second. Okay, and then we're going to double time it because, gosh, that just works so stinking good. So I'm going to go back to supporting my neck completely. I'm sitting on my toe, but I'm resetting so I'm not under like Urkel. And then I want to curl up. And hopefully this is way more stimulated than when you woke up this morning. And so it's like the power to lock and load instead of until you feel something. 3, 2, and then I'm gonna go into an alternating pattern. Okay, so no twisting yet, just lifting. I'm gonna lift. We'll stair step down again. 2, 3. Now, if you can, when you do this, can you try and sit on your tailbone? 4. If you tuck, you can go further, but I want you to like do what's like 90 degrees. 7 and 8. Okay, now can you use your muscles here, and can you lift both up? Okay, keep on. 1, 2. If this is not working for your back or hips, this is so like helpful in getting into it. It doesn't burn as much, but it makes it not miserable. 3, 2, and you can do it this whole series on it. Okay, so then I'm gonna stay curled up. I'm gonna send one leg out and then bring it back in and switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you guessed it, next is going to be 2 legs. 8, back in. 7, totally, perfectly good. So put your hands here because this is hard. 4, 3, but I'm stubborn. 2, and 1. And then I'm going to put my knees in. I'm going to take them up. I'm going to get myself by. Guys, I swear when it's over this way, it's easier to hold than when it's straight up and down. Take that with a grain of salt. And then I'll single leg drop. I'm going to drop. I'm going to point my toes to create a long chain here. 2. Sending my energy out through my toes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, guys, I gotta be honest. For quality control, I am gonna swing my hands under my pelvis and drop both legs down so that I can really flatten through here. 2, so my iliopsoas doesn't overtake. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so what we did last time is we stair step down. We're gonna do that, okay? I'm gonna keep my legs up, and I'm gonna start by twisting, okay? So I'm gonna twist and drop, and bring it back, and switch. Twist and drop. Good, exhale. 3, 4, 5, very nice. 6, 7, 8. Great time for hands under the pelvis. I think I can do this one where I twist and drop. Back up, and switch. And again. 3. Why is this hard? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew, then I'm gonna go to bent legs. So I'm gonna twist and send one leg out and bring it back in and switch. 2, 3. Oh, mama, 4. Okay, I hopped yesterday. 5. It was so good. 6. Pancakes, of course. 7 and 8. And then I'm gonna twist and zip both legs out and pull it back in. Switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, thank goodness we're stepping down. 8. And then I'm gonna tap and twist and switch. Tap and twist. 2, 3. Try to clear shoulder blades. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'll twist and hop both. 1 and switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, sister. Don't sit those feet down. Keep those legs up. Use your hands if you need to. If you're on this, girl, smart move. You're just curling from the bottom instead of from the top. And then what I want to do is I'm going to twist my legs towards you. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs. And I'm going to go pull it back this way. I'm going to go the same direction. Remember that broadening your shoulders thing. That'll be so uber helpful. 2. Inhale. And exhale. 3. Good. I'm trying to maintain a good level of my my bones. 4. What's the word? Word. It's gone. 2 again. 3. We're gonna have a little Jeopardy session. 2. Okay, using your muscles. Now take just that single leg. Let it stretch open. And then pull it back in. Bring it in open. I'm sitting on my tailbone again. 2, unless my low back is not like okay with that, then I'm not doing that. 3. 4. My little jungle's intertwining here. 5. 6. 7. And 8. I gotta scoot over. Then we're gonna twist the other way. And then pull it back in. Broadening my shoulders helps. I really don't want to go with it. That seems like easier, of course. So I'm gonna really be proactive about pushing that down. 3. Inhale, exhale. 4. 5. 6. 7. And then I'll do the single leg guy. So I kind of know where we're going. 8. 7. 6. Kind of reaching my kneecap out of my hip socket. 5. So it doesn't like sink down. 4 when it gets tight, right? Because muscles tighten. I'm still creating space. 3. 2. So much space that I'm going to now take my legs up. And then I'm going to do 8 reverse crunches. Oh, little lifts. If you're on this, times will be nicer. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. All right. Which leads me into rollovers. Again, I'll just do a demo on this. For rollover, if your back's tight, you just can even give a little press. If you like. This is hard to count because our torso lengths are a little best different. Okay, but so just bear with me. It doesn't have to be perfectly lengthened. So that's a great choice. Other than that, I'm gonna fold over. I want to be parallel with the floor best I can. It looks like I'm staring right at my kneecaps. I'm gonna point flex, and then I want to lower myself slowly. Unless your butt's heavy today, as down. I'm gonna lift. I'm gonna point flex. Kneecaps are facing me. My torso is supported from that core work. I'm gonna set myself down. And again. Up, point flex, lengthen. All right, girlfriend, we got 4 more. 4. Oh, trying so hard to broaden my shoulders. 3. 2. So it's like long spine. Hold my front more. Because I put my hands under my pelvis. Let's do this for today. I want you to set weight into your hands and lift straight up towards the ceiling and then bring it back down. I'm going to inhale and exhale, and then bring it back up. If you're on the foam roller, It'll look a little less ceiling, a little more anchored, so you feel a little bit more. And go up and stretch, and then again, okay? Ugh, those are your options. 4. Oh, there's a wall. 3. 2. There's a cool picture of Marilyn Monroe doing Pilates. Okay, and so from here, I'm gonna get cozy, and then I'm gonna bicycle my legs. So I'm gonna bend 1 and kick 2. Don't run into your forehead, that would be weird. 3, 4, again, on the foam roller is a little nicer. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I'll reverse it. I'm gonna push it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'm gonna go into froggy, heels together and toes apart. Hollow out your core. You're gonna froggy and pull it back in. Now, the more I push behind my butt, it's a little bit harder. 3, 4. So I'm playing with my ankle. So I'm not going like this. 5, right, we already kind of did that. 6, I'm pushing over my butt. 7, and then I'm going to keep my legs straight, and I'm going to open up to the side, and I'm going to squeeze it back in. I'm going to open. I like this better on the foam roller. It's easier, but this is good. 3, I'm learning how to support my body weight. 4, 5, squeeze up. 6, 7, and 8. And then I'm gonna lower myself to the floor. Foam roller or no foam roller, that's okay. Good. And then from here, yeah, let's just go ahead and set our feet down. You did the things. Sorry, foam roller is in the way a little bit. The last thing I would like you to try to do now, after doing all the flexing up and lifting, is what I wanted to do is create a long low back. And then if it wasn't, you had like a home base to come back to. So I'm gonna take my legs straight, and we're gonna do a few roll-ups, okay? To get locked and loaded, to really get this. Guys, I've been working with shoulder mobility and shoulder work lately, and it's so funny when your muscles are in the right place, how like I've done work putting this in the right place, and if you're still there, it's totally acceptable. But like if I move my elbows just slightly an angle, I cannot do this arm mobility thing, but if my arms are perfectly aligned, I can nail it. So as we're talking about a roll-up, roll-ups can be challenging for people. What I would like you to think, broadening your shoulders, push your heels down into the ground. What that kind of does is activate your glutes, and it makes you solid. If you're not solid, you're just basically a wave in the ocean, just like trying to go, okay? So you can point your toes. I have a couch there. I'm gonna flex. I'm gonna push my heels down to the ground, so I get my backside like as an anchor. I'm gonna broaden my shoulders, pull them kind of down a little bit. I'm gonna nod my chin, and I'm gonna sit myself up. And since we did all that flexing, it's gonna be like at first. So now that I'm up tall, this chair's kind of heavy, or helpful. It's not heavy, I'm not lifting it. I'm gonna roll myself forward, and I'm gonna give a big stretch into my low back. I do that by going up and over versus like letting all my guts hang out, I guess is a good way to say that. And then I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. And then what I'd like you to do is pretend like you have an imaginary string, and I want you to pull it apart. I want you to sit up. I want you to go out wide, and then I want you to go forward one more time. And then keep this C curve, and then I want you to lay yourself down on your C curve. Then I'm gonna do a good morning stretch. I'm gonna snow angel. I'm gonna bring my hands back up to the ceiling. We're gonna do it again. So I'm gonna push my heels down. I'm gonna set myself up nice and tall. I'm gonna go over my belly button. I always feel like you're reaching over a picket fence to pick out a butt puppy. I'm gonna roll up. I'm gonna pull my hands up by my ears, pull apart like a TheraBand. Hands go back in front. I'm gonna stretch forward again, up and over. And then I'm gonna keep the C curve, and I'm gonna roll myself down with the C curve. And then a big stretch. We're gonna do this 2 more times, okay? I'll bring my arms around. I want you to take the breathing into your own hands, and I want you to let this flow. I'm gonna roll up whatever feels right. I'm gonna stretch forward a little bit further now, rolling up to tall, and then letting your hands come up super tall. Pull your shoulders open and wide, and then bring it back so you can go forward again. Open shoulders, and then sit up tall. C curve, and down. And I'll do a big stretch. I'll snow angel it around. back up towards the ceiling last time. I'm gonna press my heels down. I'm gonna sit up. Oh, yes. I'm gonna stretch up and over. I'm gonna sit up tall. I'm gonna bring my hands back up. Pull my shoulders out and wide. Forward, go forward. Keep the C curve, and I'm gonna lay myself down. Reach the hands long, kind of into a snow angel. Okay, now this one's just for fun, okay? I was actually thinking about this last night because it's weird. That's what you do. I'm going to take my hands up towards the ceiling. You could also bend your knees. We're going to go to bending your knees if that feels better, but I'm going to sit myself up in kind of like a half seat, and then I'm going to bring this in. So C-curve is not comfortable for everybody because of hip flexors. So fun story, since we're all home, if you need to use something to like put your energy into that's not at your anchor right here, a girlfriend, this is still work. And then what you would do is you would play with your leg thing, whether it be single or double, okay? Because I don't, again, when you're working out, if it's like miserable and it's not working, something that's gratifying, then that's not, like, why are we here? So just do what you need to do. Other than that, I'm gonna, I would venture that I'm gonna try and have my center being here, because pancakes didn't disrupt that yet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the Macarena. You don't know what the Macarena is. Hopefully you do. Okay, but I'll talk you through it. So feet can be down. Feet can be at a tabletop, or they can be straight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start with them down. We're gonna do this 5 times. So I'm gonna play with leg angles. Okay. So the other thing that's helpful is if your hip flexors get tired, if you go to a diamond shape, it does help a lot too. If you don't like want to use the couch for a while, if you're stubborn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hand out. I'm gonna flip it up. I'm gonna go to my chest. I'm gonna reach behind my head. See, look how it can do core. I'm gonna go up by my hips, and then I'm gonna go to the floor instead of my waist, and I'm going to shimmy. This is what I did last night. Okay, then I'm gonna go to a different level. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go out, up, chest, head, waist, floor, and I'm gonna go back a little and bring it up. Okay, I'm gonna try to extend my legs. Let's see how they're feeling today. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go out, up. I should make a little challenge just to be funny. Behind, waist, floor. I'm gonna shimmy back and back up. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. That seems good. And then I'm gonna go. This is number 4. Down. Good. Broaden your shoulders. Touch. Head. Cross. Floor. I'm gonna shimmy. Core and back. And then the last one, we're gonna hold each little fraction for a second. Of course, use what your mama gave you. I'm gonna keep my feet down. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna check my form, making sure everything's right where it's supposed to be. Didn't get crazy. And then I'll go up, opening my chest. And pull your shoulders back. And then I'm gonna go behind head. Oh, this is fun. Ooh. And then I'm gonna cross. Good. Hold your core inside. And then I'm gonna go floor. And then can you go down a little bit more? Hold. Good. And then go all the way. Thank you. That's my Macarena stuff. I was trying to make it a little more fun for me and for you too. And let's go ahead and roll over to our side and sit up. And then we're gonna talk about lats. Good. I'm having a little fun, but not too much fun. We're gonna lose track of time completely. Let's talk about lats for a little bit. If you have Magic Circle, the Magic Circle is everything. It is so helpful. And my wrist used to get tired so this is the back part, and this is the front part for your kinetic chain. When it got hard, I'd be like, oh, hold it, it's hard, because that's fetal position, right? So what I had to do is get my back kinetic chain strong by pushing down, tricep up, which is leading us into tricep up. So just know that. So as you're going through things, you can use a pillow or a Magic Circle. I'm gonna do a side plank, okay? So that pushing down effort. So check this, when I push down, I can push down, which lifts my shoulder. I want to push down to lift my body up, okay? Or you're going to push into the circle so you don't have to put weight on your wrist, because if your front kinetic chain is stronger than your back kinetic chain, it's going to hyperload this because it's your front kinetic chain. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do it for my knees, because I should not be lifting my little chicken wing to lift the whole body. So again, use the circle, or you can use your body. So I'm going to press my knees down. I'm pulling my shoulder down my back and broadening. I'm going to lift and lower for 8. Good. 7. Or press it down into the circle. 6. 5, 4, 3. I remember when this used to be hard. This is so gratifying. All right, and then can you hold it? Can you press the circle down, or can you hold your hips up? Good. All right, awesome. And then I'll set it down, and then I'll swing it around. So just know, if you take med classes, Hilly might be ditching the circle because I'm gonna have so much time practicing without it. It's been like 2 months, my goodness. Okay, anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and press the circle down, or I'm gonna lift my hips up. But I'm still pressing my circle down. You guys have had circles, so you know what it feels like. Good. 3. But now I'm integrating my whole body movement. 4. If I get super Pilates, they do things like this. 5. Sometimes it makes me think of they're lyrical dancers. 7. And then I'm gonna hold it up high for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, that's enough shenanigans for now, but that'll be reintroduced. But again, where that crosses over in life is I want to be able to get up, like no matter where I am, get up and push my chest open, not be like this, okay? So, what we're gonna do, so excited. It's the beginning of the week for me. We're gonna do the long extended butt drill, okay? So it should be hard, like in a cool way. And then we're gonna do the reverse push-up or the wall triceps, and then we're gonna do the other side, okay? So I want you to know how much effort to give. The reason why I wanna give a break in between things is because it's gonna work both of your butts, and it's good to have a second to let that muscle fatigue have a breather. Because if you muscle fatigue for an hour nonstop, you can actually lock up muscles. And I know because I've done it to clients before. I'm hypermobile, so it's really hard for me to do it to myself. So, yes. Okay. Handy dandy timer. Good place to put this. Let's see. Okay, see? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to my elbows first. I want to start with tried and true. I always put my head right in the timer way. Okay, so I'm going to take my knee down, and I'm going to go ahead and lift up. I'm going to tap and lift. This is a horrible spot for the timer because my head's like right in the way. Oh, cool. Now you can't see it. Keep going. Keep going. I'm going to try and find a cool place for this. Okay. That's better. That seems right. Good. And I'm just kind of squaring up my hips. All right, now I'm going to hold it up and pulse. The idea of pulsing isn't just, it is easier for sure. I think it's easier. But it's more so to like keep that short-term cinch so that you don't necessarily go your full range. A lot of times we live at the bottom of the ranges. All right, now broaden your shoulders just like we've been kind of practicing. All right, I'm gonna point my toes, I'm gonna extend my leg, and I'm gonna go ahead and set it down, and I'm gonna lift it. And I'm not lifting from my ye old hamstring, I'm lifting from the glute. I'm trying so hard. And if you feel like you're doing it from your hamstring, play with your foot angle, play with your hip angle, move like this, move like this. And then there'll be parts where you're like, yeah, that's not it. And then there'll be parts where you're like, yes, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to keep the leg straight. I'm going to lift it as high as I can, and then I'm going to push up, pull the shoulders down. So this way I'm pivoting around this bottom glute, and this one has to hold steady, which is a good practice. And I'm trying to create space in the bones. So then I'm going to go ahead and keep the back elbow down. I'm going to flex my foot back there, and I'm going to pulse up. So just a different leg angle. I'm going to bring this hand forward a little bit so I'm a little more centered. Pulse up. Good. Now again, regulating with the hamstrings. It looks like a great day to go outside and go on a walk. And girl, every time I do, hamstrings are always like, oh, we're pulling. So what I like to do is I'll bend this now. I'm going to try to level out, right, because this is kind of where I was because I'm tight there. And I'm going to go ahead and press open and then bring it forward towards my shoulder. My hips popped when I first initially did this because I wasn't extending out. I was kind of shortening everything. So if you feel that,
It just takes a little bit of time. I didn't like think it and make it go away. I had to practice lengthening my muscles in my pelvic girdle. Good. Now same idea, but I'm gonna take my legs straight, forward and backwards, opening at my hips at this tilt. Stretch. Good. And then I'm going to bend and I'm going to close and I'm going to open. I'm going to close and open. Keep your belly button in tight. Try to broaden your shoulders and keep them away from your ears. Maybe not even all the way in your back pockets, but at least away from your ears. And then I'm going to lift and add a kick. I'm going to kick, bend, and close. Oh yeah. And you know I want to keep the legs straight. I'm going to set it down and lift. Foam rollers in the way. Oh, mama. And then the last thing I want you to do is take that bottom leg, take it down, and then take your top hand, go through, and then lift it up. Go through, and lift it up. And my hips kind of open. That tired butt back there has to do a little bit more than what it even thinks it's capable of, but it helps open my shoulders. We've seen a correlation with low functioning glutes to have more round shoulders. Done. Okay. All right, let's take a second from that. So I would like you to pick, well, this is handy, so I'm going to show you on this side. I'm going to choose to do reverse push-ups today, where I lift on my chest, and I'm going to set myself down, okay? That's where I'm at today. My arms are really tight, and I know that with my shoulder mobility about going backwards, because I've done this for like 9 years. So triceps are still good for me, but I'm working on different parts. So, but I know that I had to start with triceps, okay? So, finding an angle, not necessarily on the couch or on the floor, where your elbows come in and you press away. That gives you time to rotate down to get your lats and your tricep arena engaged. Mine are tight. Ugh, goodness gracious, that's been a fun lesson. So, I'm working on my pec structure, okay? So, and again, remember, there's always options. I want to be clear. You can also do dips. It's a little more wrist compressive versus standing and using the wall or using a couch, okay? So we're gonna do 20 seconds on, 10 off. I wish this was prettier, but it's just good grunt work, okay? Totally worth it though. All right, we're gonna do half of this drill today. So we're gonna do 4 rounds instead of 8. Okay. Ready? And then pick your thing and we're gonna go. And rest. Man, drills are my favorite for water breaks. My water's way over there. All right, and we're almost done. And rest. And we're gonna do 2 more before we switch to the other glute side. All right, and again. And rest. And then one more. I like to start from the top. So I'm gonna push my way up. All right, last time. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna finish with the other glute side, and then we're gonna stretch and roll it out. Different. We need 30 seconds, not 20 seconds. No. Duolingo's on. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna face the other way. So I'm starting on all fours, and then I'm gonna take my other leg, and I'm gonna lift and lower. Nice. I'm sure you're doing awesome. Now, again, think of broadening your shoulders. Keep your core in, keep your low back from wiggling. And then I'm gonna pulse. I don't want my middle to like wave around like an ocean. I wanna keep it in the best I can. And then I'll extend out, and I'm gonna set it down and lift it. I'm trying to go above sea level. What I mean by that, instead of just straight out, I'm trying to get a little extra height. And that comes from the glute, not from the hamstring. And then I'm gonna hold that leg out, and I'm gonna give that little push up. I'm sorry. I know this is not like, you're like, what? You can do it. Let that leg go with you, nice. Okay, so I'll take that back elbow, I'm gonna bring it down, I'm gonna flex the foot, and I'm gonna pulse. I also like to bring my hand a little more ergonomically so I'm not like a spider monkey. Now, I'm opening my hips. I can also sink into my bottom hip. I am creating space, okay? That's why that push-up, guys, is everything. It's not because it's cool. It's because it keeps your hips happy. Oh my gosh, isn't this so crazy? Push-ups can help with your hip health. It's amazing. Good, if you squeeze that bottom booty a little. Okay, so now I'm gonna bend. I'm gonna open up that hip a little bit more, and then I'm gonna bring it forward towards my shoulder. I'm gonna open it. I'm choosing to do a little smaller range so that I don't like hee-ho through my shoulder girdle, right? Cool thing about recording yourself every day is you're like, oh, that could be better. April is a month for growing. And then I'm gonna extend my leg out, and I'm gonna go forward and back again. Trying to keep a broad shoulder, a tight-waisted cinch in there. I'm not like wiggling back here. I'm trying to keep it all, and I'm just letting my leg move. Not as far as I can go, but like the best I can go, which I guess is as far as I can personally go, not the farthest in the world. Ooh. And then I would bend it in, which is nice, and I'm gonna open, which shortens that other glute. I mean, clearly it shortens the top one, right? Because it's got to get there, but it puts all that force on the bottom one, which is stability work. which seems to shine a little more than the strength work going on the top glute. Then I'll add my Charlie's Angels kick. My two other girls. We're a nice little trio here. Thank you, sister. Then I'll have a straight leg. I'm going to set it down and lift it. Lift. Like this side can take a beating a little more, or like it's not easier. We are so strong. We are strong women with nice booties. Okay, then I put my foot back, and then I kind of threaded the needle, and I pushed my hips open using here and pulling my shoulder broad. Whoop. And luckily we got foam roller action next to say thank you, body. Tighten the things that are loose and loosen the things that are tight. Awesome. Okay, I should name my foam roller. We should like just have like little pet names for him. I don't have a cute pet name now, or else I'd spat it out. So I'm gonna go ahead. Guys, in our split classes, doing glute work and then working on splits are like game changers. Like it's amazing. So that's what we're gonna stretch right away. It's been fun to cross train to like understand more biohacks. So I'm gonna love having this under. And I'm going to stretch myself out now, which should feel kind of nice. There's no, like, perfect. It's just get yourself liberated across the back kinetic chain. So normally this grips. So let that be free because your glute was. I'll do 2 more, bending and straightening. Good. And then while I'm here, you can even grab if that's those nice point and flex. I don't know if it makes a big difference for me. It has in the past, though. 3, 2. Now I'm going to separate my feet about like shoulder distance. My hands are here for support. And I'm going to do ankle circles. Normally we're on our feet. So being able to just like let them self-express up there. And then I'll go the other way. That's so nice and free. And then I'm going to flex my feet. You can see. And I'm going to curl my toes with flexed feet. Gripping with the bottom of the feet so they're active. Sorry, lots of brain stuff. And I'll take my legs close. I'm going to grab behind my tighter side, and I'm going to let this stretch away. Ooh, I needed this. And then I'm going to fold that one over, and then I can put my attention on letting this go without that hamstring. But it's interesting, right? Because if my hamstring would affect the shortness of my psoas, when I take it out, I can go further. When I bring it back, yep, that's the thing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and open out my hips this way, just to provide a different thing. Of course, unless this were to like singe anything in your back. And then I'm gonna cross this over and I'm gonna fold in nice. And then I'll go ahead and make my way over to the other side. Where I wanna grab, and then I let this leg drop away. And then I'll fold. That feels nice. And then I'm going to open it up. And then I'll cross it over. If something feels better, please linger in it, right? Like anytime you're like, oh, that's there. And I think the beautiful thing about us showing up the way we do, even if I didn't do Pilates yesterday or Sunday, it's like, I'm checking regularly enough that if I'm like, oh, there's something there, I can explore it before I'm like, oh, I was just walking and something just happened one day. Because usually there's like little telltale signs. You can check them.
So then I'll go ahead and take my legs off to the side. That has been the biggest gift ever, is to be able to like find something before it's like excruciating. You're just like, eh. By the time it's like really painful, it's kind of a last resort thing. It's like, ugh, desperation. Okay. Only if it feels good, and we'll start rolling after this. Only if it feels good, I would take my down and stretch out some of that work that we did through here. Or you can, of course, do it with your upper back. But since we're going to be rolling a lot, the upper back usually gets a really good from that. But sometimes I would skip over this because I know it's not good for everybody's low back. But then I started realizing that I'm like, the people that it is good for, you aren't getting it. Yes. But when this has texture in the front from all the work you've done, it can support these back bends, which is pretty sweet. When I was doing a GUI before, that did not feel so good. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and start my rolling session here. Make this short and sweet. I'm gonna start with my quads. Again, this is a check-in for ourselves, okay? And it's not supposed to necessarily hurt. If it's sensational, just because you're tight. And that stuff can come on from coronavirus. Just kidding. From sitting, or even from walking too much. Isn't that funny that it can be both ends of the spectrum? Doing too much or too little. All right. So I'm gonna skip the different leg positions for that, but I'm gonna go ahead and go into the IT band. Now, hear me. I'm gonna add one little more element in, where I'm gonna go ahead and slide it up into my lats, and then I can roll this. If you feel like your shoulders are tight, a girlfriend me too, you can roll this way. I'm gonna do the other side. If you that triggered something, I want to respect your time, because it is Tuesday. If you did not know, I did know, because I know it's Cinco de Mayo. It's on my calendar. It's Taco Tuesday. But if you do find something that you can always, it's nicer to work on it on yourself, anyways. Oh, this side's tighter. And then the lat. And then I'm going to skip the drama of the calves and everything. I'm going to go straight to my back. I would recommend, when I've been working on my shoulder mobility, this is good and it gets like the big cross. But then when I close, it really does help with other things. Okay, so I'd recommend doing both. And then a good time to kind of counter some of the technology woes would be to like do like right around the chest area, so let's stretch up and over. And then like, of course, you don't have to sell me on this one when I'm at home. It's to do my neck area where I massage back and forth. I've been watching some anatomy trains videos that they're posting, and they talk about some fascial face release things. If you ever guys want me to study some of the videos I watch, they're kind of nerdy, but you can watch them or not. You can start watching and then decide whether or not you care. But they also talk a lot while you're rolling to like pull the fascia this way too, because everything, we pull our hair back and everything. This helps pull it all open. I've kind of been trying to do it before I go to bed, which is kind of puts me sleepy. But in a good way. And it's 9:59. I'm trying. Well, time was not my